Good afternoon, everybody. This is Matt Power speaking from St. Elizabeth Human Resources. Hope everyone is doing well today. Thanks very much for taking the time out of your busy day to attend our training session today on the new St. Elizabeth Healthcare Performance Appraisal System. Today we're going to be covering the service coordination document. Session should take roughly about 30 minutes of your time. We're going to go through the agenda, talk about the process. We'll go through a demo and answer any questions that you have at the end. So let's get started. Our agenda for today, we're going to talk about the timelines. We're going to talk about an overview of the 2012-2013 process. We're going to talk about how to enter in your professional development goals and your performance objectives. We are going to show you how to complete your self-appraisal and talk about the other steps that, as an employee, you have a responsibility to do as you complete your performance appraisal, and then take any questions at the end for anyone who has any questions or concerns or anything at all that we can help with. What has changed? So, some good news. St. Elizabeth has a new online goal setting and performance appraisal system. So it's going to be used this year for the administrative, management, professional, and the nurse performance appraisal cycles. Next year, we're hoping to include the rest of the organization in with our new system. What are some of the benefits of our new system? So the first one, it's all done electronically, so no more paper, no more emailing back and forth your performance appraisal documents between yourself and your supervisor. Everything will be done online and stored online, so you'll be able to go back next year to view your performance appraisal that you completed this year. You'll be able to view your goals, run reports, update your journal, view your employee profile. There's also integration with PeopleSoft, so we're going to be doing a weekly update of the system from all of our information in PeopleSoft, so that means anyone who changes supervisors, changes jobs, any terminations, anything like that will be automatically updated directly in our new system on a weekly basis. It uses single sign-on, so what does that mean? That means that you will not have a new username or password. You'll be using the same username and password that you use to access PeopleSoft, that you use to access your computer, that you use to access webmail. So that's some great news. Using the same username and password makes things a lot easier. The system will be open year-round, so you're going to be able to go in and enter in your goals, objectives, record any notes as the year progresses. Which is a great feature of the system. So as the year goes by and you're updating your goals, you'll be able to update the goals with the status and any progress you've made. And I hope by the end of the session today you're going to find another benefit of the system is it's extremely easy and very user-friendly. So let's talk about timelines. So timelines, we'll be opening up the system on April 1st, and as of April 1st, employees will be able to log into the system. You will be sent an email asking you to log in to the new system and complete your goals. So the first task that we're going to be asking you to do is to enter your objectives and goals for the past review period. Since this is a new system, we were unable to get your objectives and goals that you might have set last year with your supervisor. So we're asking everybody to go in, enter in your performance goals and your professional development objectives that you were working on the previous year up until March 31st into the system. After you enter in your goals, April 6th is the deadline to do that. The self-assessments will be launched to employees and managers. So what will happen is you're going to get another email from the system saying that your self-assessment is now available for you to go in and start entering in your feedback, your comments, and your ratings. Another great thing about the tool, it will feed in all the goals that you set up in the previous week and directly enter those for you in your performance appraisal document. So if you're setting up some goals, let's say you set up 3 goals, those will be fed right through to your performance appraisal, and you'll be able to update those with a final score. Employees are going to have 2 weeks to complete their self-assessment. If you do happen to complete it before then, not a problem. That's great. Your manager will be alerted right away as soon as you finish your self-assessment. They will be sent an email asking them to log into the system and review your comments and feedback. So that's one of the great features of the tool. The deadline for the self-assessment is April 19th. After April 19th, we're going to be closing it off for the self-assessment. and managers will have approximately 4 weeks to review your comments and your ratings. Also to hold review meetings with you where you're going to be able to go over your results and your manager's comments and any other thing that you need to do to close up the performance appraisal. Let's talk about the steps in the process. Some of these I already talked a little bit about earlier before. So the first step is employee completes the appraisal. So that's the first step in the process. The employee will receive an email to write his or her self-appraisal. Once complete, the employee will submit the document to his or her manager for review. Step number 2 is the manager writes the appraisal. Once the employee completes their performance appraisal, the manager will then be able to review and write their comments and add ratings. It's important that the managers coordinate a deadline with the team to complete their self-assessment. For us, it's going to be April 19th. Step number 3 is after the manager completes their review and adding the scores, the final document will be sent up to the manager's manager for a final check and approval. So at this point, the manager's manager will be able to approve it or request a rewrite of the document to go back down to the manager and make any changes. If the document is approved, the system will then go on to step 4, which is manage meeting. So manage meeting, step number 4 is where you're going to be setting up a meeting with your supervisor, manager, to go over the results. After that's complete, the manager will then go back into the system and indicate that the meeting has taken place. And the next and final step is step 5. An email will be sent to you where you'll be able to go back into the system and you'll be asked to acknowledge that you did meet with your manager and you agree with the results of the performance appraisal. So those are the 5 steps in the process. Next on their agenda is for any questions or concerns. Your support representative who's going to be able to help you through the process is Tamara Cox. Tamara is with her Human Resources Department, and she can be reached at email address tcox@stelizabeth.com, or you can give her a call at extension 6498, or for those outside of the office, you can call her 905-968-6498. She will be able to assist you with any issues you run into once you get into the system. So any questions you have on the process, anything that you run into while you're completing your performance appraisal, give Tamara a call. She'll be more than happy to help you through that. If you have any problems accessing the system, since our system uses single sign-on, your username and password should be the same that you use to get onto your PeopleSoft and your webmail. So if you do run into any problems, please give the IS Help Desk a call. They're at the extension 5005, and they'll help troubleshoot any password-related issues. But for any problems that you run into when you're in the system, please contact Tamara. So what we'll do now is we'll go directly into the system. I'm going to walk you through the system, how to enter in your goals, how to enter in your objectives, and also how to complete your self-assessment. So bear with me as I get into the program here, and then we'll go right into it. All right, so this is what the main screen, the main login screen for the new system is going to look like. So you'll be sent a link in your email once we launch this on Monday. And once you click on the link, you're going to be taken to this screen. One thing you may notice on the screen is you may have an option that says login using external authentication. Please make sure you click on that, and that will allow the system to use your St. Elizabeth username and password to get into the system. So just let me log in here first, and then we'll be able to go in and go through the system. So I'm just going to log in as myself, and then I'll log in as my test employee, and we'll go through the system. All right, so once you're in the system, this is the main screen, the dashboard we call it. So on the left-hand side, you have your navigation bar. Navigation bar is going to have a link to the user guide. The user guide is a site you'll be able to go to review the system, check out the different modules it offers, might offer some assistance. It's a vendor related document, so it's not specific to St. Elizabeth, but what we will be doing is sending out some training materials before the end of the week out to everybody on how to enter in goals and complete the self-assessment. Under performance and planning, you're going to have a My Goals option, and under reports you're going to be able to run reports on your goals and appraisals. So each of these reports will contain all the goals and appraisal documents that you've submitted over the last year. In the middle you have here, which is basically the meat of the system, it's called the My To-Do list. These are all the different tasks that are outstanding and we need your assistance in completing in a timely manner. So here you'll see the first one I have here is set your goals. So you'll see here that I have a due date of April the 7th. I also have another task here to write my self-assessment, and my deadline here is April 19th. Over on the right-hand side of the screen, you see here, you see my name, my job title. There's also an option to click on the profile button. Profile button will take you in and just show you your job title. It will show you your manager, hire dates. Below the profile button, you're going to see here the journal option. The journal option, I just want to really recommend that everybody use the journal as much as you can. It's a great little feature to keep track of some of the great work that you've done over the year. Any great feedback you might have gotten from a supervisor or from a client or from the CCAC, make sure you put it in your journal so that you're able to go back, review everything in your journal and use that for your self-assessment. We want to make sure that all your great feedback is incorporated in your performance appraisal. Making a journal entry is really simple. What you do is you just click on the journal entry button, and that will take you into the journal. You'll see here I have some previous journal entries. To make one, you just click on where it says type of entry, you put journal notes, and then key in whatever it is you want to save. So you can copy and paste an email or a document here. Previously, I put in some feedback. I got some good feedback from a client, had some feedback from the CCAC. Today, I'm just going to write back, today I completed a very important project, great feedback from the team. This is just an example. Each of you will have your own great examples of what to put in here. After you're done entering it in, all you have to do is click on where it says Add Entry, and that will save it to your journal. Now, to get back to your dashboard, all you have to do is click on the Home button up here on the left-hand side on your navigation bar, and that will take you back where you then go into your goals or your performance appraisal. So what we'll do now is I'll walk through how to enter in some goals. So to enter in your goals, you can enter as many as you wish. You just click on where it says Set Your Goals. And this will bring you to another page where you're going to click on where it says Create a New Goal. Once you're in here, you just click on here where it says None, and then you just pick either, your goal is either going to be a performance objective or it's going to be a professional development goal. So for me, I'm going to use a professional development goal. So my goal for this year, and it's a real goal, I would like to learn more about Procura. I don't know a lot about Procura. I'd really like to learn more. The due date for all of our goals, because we are entering in goals from the previous year, we're going to be able to put in the date of March 31st, which is the end of our fiscal. So just put in the due date there. And then over here on the right-hand side, just put the progress of it. Is it 50%, 100%? By the end of March, all of your goals and objectives that you would have set up with your manager around this time last year should all be at 100%. So for my example, I'm just going to put here 100%. Over here where it says measurement, this is where you're going to put in how you are going to be measured on if you completed your goal or not. So for example, for me, how I'm going to be measured is I'm going to work with, I'm going to sit in with some service coordinators, because service coordinators use Procura every day. They are the experts. Another thing I'm going to do to measure is I'm going to take a course. I'm going to take a course on Procura. So those are the two things that I'm going to be measured on. So as long as I, throughout the year, if I've sat with a couple service coordinators, they showed me around the system, and if I've taken a course on Procura, I should have a pretty good rating for my goal. So next is you just click on the Notes tab at the top. The Notes tab, you can enter in any notes that you want to enter in here. And then after you're done, everything looks good, you just click on where it says Save Goal and Goal Plan. And this will save your goal. So you'll notice here that you now have a goal in here. My goal is called I would like to learn more about Procura. Next, all you have to do here is, let's say for example, you wanted to delete the goal. You just go over here where it says Actions, click in the menu bar and click on Delete, and that will remove the goal from your list. What you may also notice, managers at the top, there's also a tab here called Cascaded Goals. Managers have the ability to cascade goals down to their team. An example would be maybe the administrative supervisor wants to cascade a goal for everybody to take a new course on Procura. So since this is going to be a team goal and everyone should be doing it, the manager can go and create a goal and cascade it to the whole team. Or he or she can select individuals to cascade it to. So you may, as we use the system more and more, you may start noticing some cascaded goals coming down. Now that I click on the home button at the top, it'll take me back to my dashboard, and you'll see here over on the right-hand side, one of my goals is showing there now. So it shows I'd like to learn more about Procura. My due date is March 31st, 2013. So what's going to happen is, since the goals module is being launched April 1st, and we're going to be giving everyone 5 days to complete their goals, come April 5th, we're going to be closing the goals module down, and you'll notice the goal option here will be removed from your to-do list. So what will happen next is we'll go in and do the self-assessment. So you just click here where it says Employee Rights Self-Assessment, and that's going to open up my performance appraisal document. So it should look a little bit similar to what you did last year. The only difference is it's going to be completely electronic, and there may be a couple tweaks here and there, but it should look pretty close to what you did last year. So there's 5 sections in the document. Up here where it says Employee Rights Assessment, you're just going to see it's going to say Appraisal 4, the job title, the period, and the due date. You'll see here a little bit of instructions here where it says, save it as draft, and once you're done, click on Submit. And let's go through the different sections. So Section A, for the Service Coordination Appraisal, it's called Core Responsibilities. So service coordinators have 3 core responsibilities in the document. So the first one is Information Coordination and Records Management. Responsibility number 2 is scheduling, and responsibility is billing. Number 3, is billing and research. So for each of these responsibilities, click on the comments box here and enter in on how you did throughout the year. What did you do well? What are some of the things you can do better? Any comments, any feedback that you got? Anything you can enter in here would be a great place to put it. After you're done entering in your comments, go over here to where it says Rating. And in the ratings box, give yourself a rating of between 1 and 5. If you want to know what those ratings mean, simply click over here where it says Select your self-assessment rating. This is going to open up a document for you to, it's going to outline what each of those numbers mean. And you should use that, maybe print it off when you're doing your assessment so you can refer back to the ratings to make sure that you're giving yourself the proper rating that you deserve. You do the same thing for number 2, scheduling, and number 3, billing. And that's everything you have to complete for Section A. So Section B is the core competencies of the position. So in here we have, let's see here, we have 6 core competencies that service coordinators are responsible for at St. Elizabeth. The first one is adaptability, and you just go in here and enter in your comments and your rating. Contributing to team success, you'd enter in your comments on how over the last year you personally contributed to the overall team success. Give yourself a rating. Number 3 is customer focus. How did you understand your customers? Did you educate your customers? How did you take action and go above and beyond your daily duties to provide great customer service to our internal and external clients and customers? Enter some comments about that and just give yourself a rating. Judgment, same thing. Enter in your comments on some examples of how you demonstrated judgment and use that throughout the year. Once again, give yourself a rating of between 1 and 5. And number 5 is managing your work, and that includes time management. So how did you manage your schedule, stay focused, leverage your team members and resources? Give yourself a rating over here again. And then finally is quality orientation. So quality orientation, are you following procedures? Are you doing high quality work? And you're taking action. So click in the comments box, enter some notes, and then give yourself a rating. So after you enter all the comments and enter in the ratings, you next go on to Section C. Section C is the performance objectives and professional development goals. So this is going to be populated with our goals that we set up prior, like the goal I set up for learning more about Procura. So what I'm going to do is just click on Refresh Goals here at the bottom, and that should populate that form for me. So let me just click on that. There we go. And if I scroll back down to section C, there we go. So section C now has, I would like to learn more about Procura. So it shows here my progress, my measurement, and then I would click in here in my comment section and say, I learned lots about Procura. Looking forward to learning more. I would then click on Done, and all the comment boxes that you enter, there's an automatic spell check in here as well, which is great. I'm not the greatest speller around, so it's great to have that feature available. I would then go over to my rating, and I'm going to give myself a 3. And then I'm just for our demo today, I'm going to give myself some 3s for all the different ratings that I need to do, because the system won't let me submit the performance appraisal unless I have all the required fields populated. So as I go through here, there we go. And then I'd go down to section D. So section D is your overall evaluation. So this, between 1 and 5, rate yourself on how overall as an employee did you perform and serve clients and your work at St. Elizabeth. So you can click on where it says year-end evaluation rating categories, and this is going to open up a document. Just like the one above, it's going to show you a definition for each of the ratings. So the ratings are solid performer, excelling performer, developing, unsatisfactory, and outstanding. So pick one of those ratings on how you feel you performed over the last year. So I'm going to put here solid performer. And then finally, we've come to the last section, which is great. I hope you've been following along just fine from now. Section E is final comments. So this is the final comments that we're going to be entering in on the performance appraisal. So you want to make sure you put an overall summary of how you did for the year in here, any other feedback or anything else you want your manager to see. So I'm just going to put some comments in here. Overall, I had a great year. Really enjoyed working with my team. Looking forward to next year. Once you're done with that, just simply click on Done, and it's going to do the little spell checker for you. And then just take a quick peek over all of your different sections. Make sure everything looks good. You rated everything. Once you're done, you have 2 options you can do at the bottom. You can click on Save as Draft. So let's say you completed half the form today, and you're going to come back and do the rest tomorrow. Just click on Save as Draft, and that will save all your notes. If you're all done, ready to go, you can then click on Submit, and this will start the submission process to your manager. You can also click on Print, and that will print out your performance appraisal document. You're always going to be able to view it in your reports section later on, but if you want to just print off a copy for now, it's always a good idea. You can just keep it at your desk or wherever you need to keep it. So I'm all done here, so I'm going to click on Submit, and it's just going to confirm that I do want to submit my self-assessment. And then, voila, we are done. So what happens next? In about 5 minutes, the system will send an email over to my manager, and the manager is going to get an email to say that Matt has completed his self-assessment, and then asking the manager to log into the system, review my comments and ratings, and then they're going to be able to do a side-by-side comparison and entry. So they're going to be able to then go into the system and enter in any comments, enter in their ratings, and give me an overall rating at the bottom, just like we did. After they do that, it's going to be sent up to the regional director just for a final sign-off, review, just to go through the notes, look at the scores. If anything needs to be sent back, they'll be able to click on Request to Rewrite, and that will go to the back to the manager to make any corrections. If the RD is okay with everything, they're going to be able to click on Approve, and then they're going to be able to send it, it'll be sent back down to the manager to then schedule a meeting with you to go over the results, go over your comments, go over the manager's final rating, and then you'll be asked after the meeting to just go in and finish the final task of confirming that you did meet with your manager and that you agree with the results. And that closes off the performance appraisal for 2013. What will happen is after the performance appraisals and the managers, you meet with your manager, we're going to be launching the goals module for 2013-2014. So then you'll be able to go in and enter in any goals and objectives you're going to have for the upcoming year. And then throughout the year, you're going to be able to go ahead and update your progress and enter in comments and measurements as often as you like. So today we've been able to cover quite a few things. So we covered on the timelines of the upcoming cycle. We've talked about the different steps. We talked about how to enter in your goals. We talked about how to complete your self-assessment. Let's talk about now briefly on how to view your reports. So you can click over here on under the navigation bar. Under the reports menu, you can click on where it says goal settings. And this will take you into your goals. So then you'd go to the St. Elizabeth Administrative Goals, click on where it says reports. And then you're going to have an option of either doing a summary or a detail of your report. So I'm going to do a detail. And this is going to just give you a nice little report of your goals. So for example, mine's in here, the one that I set up earlier today. So the goal of I'd like to learn more about Procura. So then what you can do is you can download it into a PDF and print it off and store it if you like. And then if you wanted to review the performance appraisal, you just click on here where it says appraisal under the reports bar. You'll then click where it says reports. And then you'll have to click on reports again under the actions item. And then you're going to see here, this is the my service coordinator performance appraisal. The reviewer role is me, completed on today, and then just click on where it says action, click on view. This will then open up a report for you to see everything that you rated yourself. So you're going to see section A, B, C, and D, and E with all your comments and ratings. And what will happen is once you have your meeting with your manager and you go into the system and acknowledge that the meeting has taken place, if you go and run this report again, you're going to be able to see all the side-by-side comparisons of your rating and notes against your manager's notes as well. So you're going to be able to see both combined into one, and then you'll be able to click on download PDF, or you can print it off the screen, whatever works best for you. So it's a nice little tool to have here. And come next year, you'll be able to, you know, when you're doing your performance appraisal again, you'll be able to reference back to your previous PA document to see what you put in, you know, for some of your accomplishments, and it'll give you an idea of what you can put in for next year. So it's a great little feature that that the system offers. So let's go back to the home menu, back to our dashboard, and my goals are still there. Over here on my right-hand side, I have my Procura goal. And that pretty much completes everything we wanted to cover today. So once again, thanks very much for taking the time to attend our webinar today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the recorded session is available online for you to play back anytime you want. And also, like I said earlier, we're going to be able to send out some training documents and some job aids and guides to help guide you through the process of setting your goals and doing your self-appraisal. So I hope everybody has a great day, and if you have any questions or problems, feel free to reach out to Tamara or myself, and we'll do our best to help and get back to you as soon as possible. So thanks again, and good luck with the new process. We're always open to feedback and suggestions on how we can make the system and the process better for everybody at St. Elizabeth. So at any time, feel free to shoot me an email or give me a call on things that we can do better with our new system. We hope you enjoy it. Look forward to seeing and talking to you soon. Thanks, everybody.